Hi guys, today we'll use our simple HTTP server implementation to manipulate HTML. So we'll render HTML and modify it using our own HTTP server implementation. So let's start. We'll use implementation of the HTTP server that we have created in the previous videos that I will link down below. But basically we have simple HTTP server, which is rather compact. It has like how many? A few hundred lines of code. I've just changed it a little bit compared to the version of on the previous videos where I updated it to Java 21. We can use visual threads and I refactored it a bit. So for example, I added this verbose mode as a parameter. But that's not that important for today's video, where we will use it to render and modify HTML. So to make it faster, I have prepared a few methods, a few functions, but most of it we'll implement on the video. So we'll have a subscribe form, and a list of current subscribers, all in HTML, and it will be all inputted on the same one page that we're about to implement. So what I have prepared is just a few methods that return index HTML, but as you can see, there is not that much here. We have a string that returns almost empty HTML, just basic structure. We have subscribe form and subscribers list, also as two functions that return strings, which we are about to implement. Maybe for more interesting things, we have a form here with post methods, this action which is URL, and this is type of encoding, and we'll use basic form URL encoded. We'll see how it looks, but if you were about to upload files, for example, which we might in the next video, we would need to use multi-part form data, which is different to parse and interpret. Alright, so let's start our server and see what we'll get. So we go to the browser and we have subscribe page with only this one header. In the response, we can see we have proper HTML using our own HTTP server again. Some headers, with content length, content type, and the char set, which is important detail. Improper value may cause our HTML not to render properly. So I think we can start the implementation. Yes, we have a few things to do. So first we need to have a form where we can input new subscribers, and then subscribers list where we will see already signed subscribers. For subscriber, we have this model, pretty simple email and name, and we will implement form in our way. We might also see, as it was in the previous videos, that we can spy on our requests, so we can see, for example, what the browser is sending us. If we go to the main page, which is that, we get request and some headers, and of course nobody, and we are keeping connection alive. And as you can see, we also have a connection timeout here, which says for how long the connection is kept alive. If browser is sending that header, because there are some modes of not keeping it alive, and maybe as well we have some utils. Some of them I have implemented, some of them we will implement. So for HTTP responses, we have HTML function that just returns HTML, turning string into bytes. This most popular chart set, adding a few headers so that browser can render it properly. And we also have redirect method that we will use in our form, but we'll see this in a while. And in HTTP request we'll implement these two methods. We'll see in a while why they are needed. Okay, guys. So let's start with the form. We have empty form where we should have at least 2 inputs. So let's start with the email. So just something like that. We can also have a placeholder. Let's see whether it renders properly before going further. Yeah, very basic. So let's do the same for name. We need this as well, and we need a way to submit it. So let's add name, type text. Name is name, placeholder is name, and here we need to have type submit the form. Name we don't need, but we need to have value of subscribe. Let's say this will be text on the submit button. Let's see. Yeah, we have it. I don't like this layout, so let's make display for inputs as a block. I don't want to overcomplicate it with a CSS in this example, so let's just style it in the most basic way, which is inline. Let's restart the server. Yeah, as you can see, we have something. Before styling it a bit, let's subscribe our own form. As you can see, we send post request to our server, and in the response we get the same thing because we don't have any logic here. Regardless of the request, we are returning the same index HTML. In that case, we should redirect user to a main page, because then every time we refresh the page, new subscriber will be added. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So we might style it a bit or leave it as it is. Let's maybe leave it as it is and have a way of adding subscriber without any validation for now. So we need to store subscribers somewhere. We have a model, so let's create some kind of, I don't know, subscriber repository, for example. And all it we do is to have basically in memory database of subscribers. Email would be key. We can call it TP. We use concurrent hash map to make it thread safe. Let's have just two methods, which is save. We can save the subscriber, and we can get all subscribers. So add all. Let's just call it db values. Let's wrap it in a new list. So we have that. Let's create it, I don't know, something somewhere here as a new subscriber repository, and here we can use it. So that's what I intend to do, but first we need to interpret the form. And what we need to do here, guys, let's see what the browser is sending us when we click on the subscribe button, where it was subscribe. This is our response, but in the payload we have body of the request. So here is the form that browser is sending, but in the raw format it looks like that. So I think that's better. Let's see whether we can. No, we don't. Headers, payload. Yeah, this one is a good one. What I was searching for is this raw form, which, as you can see, is key value in the percent encoding. This is how it is sent. So special characters are encoded in a specific way with the percent, and then we don't need to go over this, but we just need to be aware that it is not sent as we input here. So that was our input, but as you can see, at sign, it is a reserved character, and it is encoded in this specific way with percent. Then we have and ampersand sign and the next key value, and we need to take this. We probably have this also in the logs. So post we had, and body empty here. Let's go to the last one, because we have sent it a few times, and yes, here's our body that we need to parse. And for that I have prepared but not implemented this method. So once implemented, we can do something called if your request equals post. We can say we can also do and URL, maybe even let's do just contains subscribe. We have a new subscriber. Right now we will not return anything else, anything different, but let's just start to implement what we need to have. So we will have something like form, using this util method that is not implemented yet. Here we give it a body charset, which is UTF-8 we want, and once we have that, but we don't yet, we have email and name, the same vein. Then we will be able to do something like this, to create a new subscriber in this way, and print it. Not this guy, new subscriber. But obviously we are not there yet. We need to implement this method. So let's do this. What we have is form in bytes, which is that guy. As you can see, it is URL encoded or percent encoded. These terms I think are used interchangeably. So we don't need to implement decoding and encoding of this format. You can use a standard Java method of class URL decoder, which has static method of decoding these things for us. So all we have to do is to give it this string in this char set that we have here, and we also want to get a string and decoded form in the same char set. Before implementing, let's see that it is decoded URL, that it decodes properly. So what we are going to do is go back to our form and send it again and see what we will get. So decoded URL, and I see it as we can see, it is decoded properly because body we got %40, which is hex representation of @, and here we have it with the proper values as we need it. But obviously it's just a string with this with equals sign and ampersand, and we need to now put it into this map. So let's do that. Let's say that we don't need this anymore. Let's go over key value in this manner, which is the coded form. We split it by ampersand sign, I think it is called, and we have key. We have this pairs of this. Yeah, so I don't know how to call it. Let's maybe, I don't know, call it like that. And here we split it by equal sign and max 2 occurrences, and let's say that key is that guy, strip. We don't care about, or we actually can. So if key value length is just 1, let's put null here, or we can also say that key value length is 1, then value is null. In other case, we take the second value, and no matter the case, we put it here, and let's see whether we will have our subscriber by doing that. So let's go to the main page again, and let's subscribe. Alright, so let's find out new subscriber. Yeah, so it kind of works. I was wondering, forms can have multiple values where each key occurs multiple times, but I guess we can ignore it for now, I would say, or yeah, we can either, yeah, let's ignore it for now. We don't need it, but probably full implementation should think about it. But we don't have to just right now. So we have a new subscriber, but we only print it. So let's add it to our repo, subscriber, and also we should return something else. I don't like the fact that after subscribing, I know what I was about to show. So right now we'll add subscribers, and to show what the problems are with this approach, that here we are on the different URL, and if you refresh the page, we are still sending post requests to the server. So every time we refresh the page with this setup, we'll be adding a subscriber. So we don't have ready implementation yet, but let's print subscribers count, something like that. So all size, and let's rerun our server, starting from the main page. Obviously subscribers count is 0 because we don't have them, but check this out. We have 1. Yeah, we still have 1 because we have email as a key. So yeah, let's to see how incorrectly it works. Let's turn it to list and see what will happen, guys. We can have it as a list in that case. Anyways, here we'll copy it so that we cannot modify it, but let's do this again. So subscribers count 0, adding subscribers count 1, refreshing 2, 3, and we can go on and on and on, because we are still on this post request with this URL after submitting the form. The usual fix for that is post redirect get pattern. So what it means is that after posting something, we should redirect our client to the other page. So I have prepared it already. We will redirect our client, which is us, to the main page. As you can see, we just need to send this HTTP response code and a new location in the header. So right now, if we do our subscription again, this doesn't matter. You will see. Try to see where we will be, where we will land, because before we had we were on subscribe here, but right now we are on the main page, as you can see. But we can see in the network that in response to post request, we got this response, this status code with new location, and we were redirected to the main page. And right now, if we refresh the page, we are getting the main page. We are not repeating the post request incorrectly. So that's how you should handle cases like that. Yes. Yeah, but thanks to that, we can already subscribe to our fictional mailing list, but we don't see subscribers even though we have them. So I would say we should implement this guy in a basic form. So let's give him a list of subscribers, and let's, I don't know, add a header here with already subscribed, something like that, and let's render a list of subscribers here. So I have subscribers HTML. Let's stream map. We can, and here we will do something like that. Yeah, something like that. And in the map function, let's just do something really basic like that. So have a div per subscriber with the email and the name. And let's put it here. Subscribers HTML, and it should be fine. Yeah, subscribers start all. Let's run it. We don't have any subscribers, obviously, because I have restarted the server, and this all stored in memory. So as you can see, we don't have anything here. So let's subscribe. Yeah, and we have it. I don't know. Let's add another guy. We don't have any validation, so I can add subscriber without the name, as you can see. Yeah, so maybe as a last thing, we can style it, but I think it is less important. Maybe we'll add it later, but I would like to have some kind of validation. so that we cannot add subscriber without the name. So how we can do that, guys? Here we have email and the name. We can do something with it, but how and where, it will be a little bit more complicated. So let's move this code to something like that. HTTP response to a separate method handle, subscribe form, maybe something like that. Request. I think we also need to have subscriber repository. Yes, handle subscribe, or maybe just handle subscription or subscribe, whatever. Yes. Let's use it as static. Let's use it here, like that. And here what we need, guys. I would say something like, let's do something very basic. So email error. If we don't have it, and just really basic validation. We don't check the format, we just check that we have those fields. So if or we need to do something, what this something is, I would say that we should redirect to the page where we show errors to the user. So it should be the same page, but here we would see email and name error. How we can do this is we need to have this information somehow. So query parameters will be the best for that. So what we should do is we should also redirect, as here, not adding subscribers, not adding invalid subscriber, of course, but we need to somehow first transfer this information like that. So in query params, so email, we can say email error, it will be just true or false. I will also send email to show here, so that we don't need to retype all the input. So let's do something like that, and also the same with name. So let's do something like that. Email error, email name error, and name. Let's rerun it. And right now, only if I subscribe, I should be redirected to the same page, but with query params. Yeah. As you can see, it works properly. Email is blank and name is blank. If I type something, it also, yeah, this is native validation of the browser. Yeah. But if I do this, you can see that name error is true because I haven't submitted the error, but the name, but we also have input here, and we can use it to fill the form. but we are, of course, don't do this. What I would like to have is to take these query parameters in our method, read them, and if we have them, render the form, this guy, in a different way. So first filling the input and also showing the errors if they are. So what we would need for that is a method that we are about to implement, but it's not here yet. So parse query params. We have URL char set as previously. So we will have query params here. We only need to add for the get method. We don't care about them if we post something. And here we are about to read these four guys. So email error. I would say that error default is false, and I would like to parse it to boolean. We will have four of these guys. Name error. It's almost the same. Here we have name, email, but it's a string. We don't. We can take an empty string if it's not there, and it's just an email, not error, and same for name. And before implementing that method, which we will return right now, it returns empty map, so we not have anything here. But in advance we can adapt our subscribe form to that. So here I would like to be able to input email, whether we have an error. The same for name. Same for name and name error. And here what we can do is first we can have value for these two guys, like that. So if we have them, we render them, values of these two fields. We also need to give them here. Before implementing it all, let's check that it works as previously. Let's maybe check that we can subscribe, nothing is broken. Alright, so right now I also skip the errors implementation. We'll go here in a while, but we cannot see without implementing this guy, we will not see anything. So let's focus on that. It will be almost the same as this guy. Query params, they can also have multiple values separated by commas. So we can either copy that almost, or maybe make it more generic. So maybe we do two things. We generalize this function and reuse it almost, but let's also support multiple values here, because we might use this in future. So here what I will do is, instead of putting value, I can merge it. So if there was if there was value, we'll yeah. So if there wasn't, we just put the value, but if it was, we will combine new value with previous one and have a comma as a separator. And right now we can use it to parse this parse query params as well, because as you can see, it is almost the same as our form. The only difference is really that we have this question mark at the start and potentially slash. So what we can do is we can create a private function like that and parse, how to call it, parse URL params, maybe something like that, and we'll have decoded URL here like that. We changed the names here. Maybe let's call it just params, and here we can do something like that. Parse URL params from the decoded form, and here we will have almost the same thing. We get URL. We also need to decode it like that. Like that, but before doing so, we need to get rid of this guy. So what I would say, we need to have something like that. In question mark index, something like that. Yeah, I don't have a better name for it, but basically, or maybe I don't know, params start. Yeah, and let's handle two cases, whether we have them or not. So if param start index is greater than greater or equals than 0, or maybe that's easier to do, because this method, it will return -1 if there is no question mark. We need to start substring. We need to start our substring method after this guy, so we still need to add 1. So if this is greater than 0, it means that this guy is here, and if it is at 0, it will be at 1 because we are adding. So if it's greater than 0, we will call substring with this. If not, we will just use it as it is. And if I didn't make any mistakes, we will see here email and name if I refresh it. Okay, we don't see because they are empty, so I don't know what's, yeah, and we can see it. And if I put an email here. We should also see it. Yes, so it works. We don't need. Okay, we had a problem here, I see. Null pointer exception. Alright. Where exactly? Okay, so value cannot be null. So I guess it can be. Alright, so let's put an empty string here. Doesn't matter that much for that particular case. Proper view was where this guy. Yeah, we don't use multiple values per key here, but we can see that if I would do this, it would still work, but in a strange way, because it is merged together. But it doesn't matter for our case. So right now we are on the stage that we can add subscribers. If I have errors, we don't see errors, but if I submit name without email, for example, here's name, but email error is not shown. So as the last thing we have to implement is to show errors here. So we have proper booleans there, but we don't show them in any way. So what I would say we need is something like that. So a paragraph with error. Let's create something really simple like email required. Maybe style it a little. So I don't make it italic and red core, and most important, here will be our if statement. We'll see this in a while, and we need to have the same with for name, almost the same, but name required. And here what I want to do is say display none if we have email error or name error. So here we'll say we do something like that. If email error is true, we don't do anything, meaning that this guy will be rendered. But if it's false, we want to hide it, and we can do this this manner, and we can do the same for name. So name error, yeah, it should work. So let's restart this server and see that it works. Yeah, it works. As you can see, maybe we have some unneeded space there, guys. So I don't know, I don't like the style of it. So I would say that margin top, margin bottom should be different. Something like that. Let's just style it. Oh, here I have made a mistake. Yeah, that's better, obviously. It leaves a lot to be desired, this page in general, when it comes to styling, but it's good enough. Alright, something like that. Let's add Let's test it out with proper email. Doesn't work. So we are showing it always. Why? Mail error. Yeah. None, not work. Yeah, so we don't have it. If I type nothing, we have required for both. With mail, I have only for name. Have properly same. Yeah, guys, so that's it. I think more or less we have implemented a fully functional form using our own HTTP server, which is quite nice. As you can see, it's also not that complicated, and we have learned a lot about HTTP protocol by doing that. Yeah, so if you like the video, and I see you in the next one. Cheers!